Hey guys, welcome back to Box Projects, and today we are doing ball joints and all this Celica here, and we're going to be doing a lot more stuff on this Celica, so if you like content like that, go ahead and give the video a like or subscribe, or if you want to see more of this and comment something, good or bad. We really like advice. If you think we did a bad job on something, let us know, whether it's in filming or how we tighten something or whatever it is. Let us know. We don't mind. We're not gonna get mad or anything. So let's get right into doing these tie rods.
Okay, so here we go. We've got these tie rods. We've got a ball joint right here and a ball joint here and one back here, right, well, you can see it better that way, right there. And then we're going to be replacing this arm right here. So 3 ball joints, all this stuff's coming out, and these are all pretty loose, as you can see. It should not be like that. So we're going to get all that replaced, and here we go.
Alright, so now that you've taken off the bolt and the cotter pin from both of these joints, you're going to want to take them off. And you might think, oh, that's pretty easy, right? Except they don't come off ever. So you go to Harbor Freight and you get one of these, and this is a ball joint separator. And so how it works is you just set it into here with this part going on top of here, and then you just twist this and it will separate them just like that. And there it goes. So, now that those are off, you're going to do it again on that one back there.
And that one back there, and this one right here.
Yep. Okay, guys, so now with this ball joint off, those two off as well, we have this whole space open here, and since we're also going to be replacing this lower control arm here, we have to take off this bolt, these 2 bolts here, and then this one, this whole tower thing right up here, so we can take off this. Alright, so with these 2 bolts out of this arm and this bolt right here, this arm will drop, and you're now able to take it out after you undo this back bolt. So you just need to undo this nut. You'll break it loose, and then you'll just undo this nut just like this, and then you also have a washer, lock washer with that, so you can just go ahead and put those both to the side, and then you can take a mallet and hit that out just like that, and then you can grab this as you pull that out. So with that bolt removed, you're now able to just wiggle this lower control arm out of here, and then you can go grab your brand new one, slot it right in. Alright, here's our brand new lower control arm, all nice and shiny, and it also will come with a cotter pin and the little grease valve thing. So you can go ahead and take this, and you're gonna install it just like we took it out. Slot it into here, and then throwing your bolt and nut also in there. You might want to clean this like we are. So we're just gonna go ahead and take a thing of Scotch-Brite to it and clean it real quick. Now you have your bolt cleaned and everything, we just need to throw it back in just like that with the nut on the other side. once you have this shiny new lower control arm installed, you can go ahead and slot in these two arms and just like this, line them up and throw them in there. Alright, so with all this assembled, as it should be, we're now going to put this on, this piece, right on top of there. So you can just take this piece off that came with it, and slide this on. Then you can throw this piece on top, tighten that down, and throw a cotter pin in between there. Alright, so here is this ball joint assembly in the vise here, and since we're replacing this joint right here and also this joint over here, we have to remove this part right here. This is going to be 14 millimeter end wrench. You can just put one on here, and then you're going to go and try and take a pipe wrench and take out this joint right here, that pipe wrench, and that way you can just undo this. You can count the amount of turns outward or threads that you have. That way you know how much in these went, since these thread in quite far and this is part of your steering assembly. You don't want this all messed up. Let's do that now. Okay guys, so this is it, about 90% put together in terms of the ball joints and this bar right here and this tower. So we've tightened this up and this is secure, and we've also tightened this bar up as well, and we've greased this lower control arm, as you can see, and we have tightened up this back bolt for the lower control arm. And now what we need to do is we need to install these new ball joints for just right here. So we need to tighten up this back here and throw a cotter pin through it. This is going to be a 17 millimeter bolt. Grab your cotter pin and just throw it right. Alright, so now that we have this back one tightened up, now we need to get this top one right here. So let's have one of these castle nuts. Screw right in on here. And then once again, this is going to be a 17 millimeter socket. And then line that up. Yes, there it is. Okay.
Sweet.
Okay. So,
all right, now what?
You gotta throw that full shock assembly in there, right?
Yep. Let's put it in there. Rolling, baby.
Okay. So here's our shock assembly right here, and now we have 3 new bolts that go on the top of here, so we're going to be installing those once we get it up in there. So we're going to guide this whole shock up in there, and it's going to go, 3 bolts are going to go right there. So let's get started, and
just drop it up in there.
okay. hitting the thing now, so.
Okay. Very good.
Okay, cool. So now, I need to position it into here. And that's on the thing. Okay, come up.
Okay.
Oh, there it goes. It went in.
In?
Yep.
Both
we're
sides?
In. Yep, we're in.
Okay.
There it is.
There it is. Put in there.
So, now we need those 2 bolts that are these, right? So we have these 2 bolts right here, and they're gonna go underneath.
Do those have lock washers on them?
Yeah,
Okay.
they do. I'm gonna wipe these bolts off real quick. Huh? Oh. Okay. Got the first one started. Alright, so now that we have the bottom bolts tightened, we can now get these 3 top bolts tightened. So that's going to be a 14mm socket up here. Alright, after those are all tight, you can grab your cap, set it right on. After you tighten these 3 down, you also want to tighten your middle bolt as well. So that one doesn't need to be super tight, but just tight enough where it'll sit nicely in there.
Go.
Alright, so after you have the full assembly installed, make sure all your bolts are tight. Like all of these bolts are tight. You want to grease this spindle here. Just throw a lot of grease on there. You can use a grease gun, a grease tube of grease, whatever. No matter what you use. So now that you have this all greased up, then you want to grab your rotor. Right here. Throw that on. Along with your bearings. Your bearing, and it has a slot in it. And this slot backwards. This will slot in there just like this. Then we have the bolt here. And try to get off any pollen or paint shreds that are on there. Cool. That's good. Clean out those threads, and then you can throw this bolt on there. Now this doesn't need to be tight, it just needs to be on there enough to where you still have a free spinning rotor. So now you have that tightened. Now you're gonna have a little crown piece. Right here, it's gonna look just like that. You just throw that on top. And then finally, you have your cotter pin that is going to sit right in here. And grab whatever. Hit that in. Just like that. And then grab some needle nose pliers. There we go.
Perfect.
That's in there. Okay, now you need to throw your caliper onto your rotor. And in doing so, you need to install your, you need to put your brake line back into your clip area. Just like this. So you're gonna grab your caliper, bring it around here. This.
Twisted.
Spin them again. There we go. Throw your brake line into your clip area, just like that. And then throw your caliper back onto your rotor. And then you have two bolts. They're both 17s. They look just like this. Throw the first top one in. Grab your second bolt. Also throw that in. So now you can throw your wheel back on. Before we want to showcase our full strut assembly that we painted and threw right back in there. Alright guys, here it is. We washed the car off, rinsed it off. There's a whole bunch of pollen on it, but here's the end product. So here's this side. It's pretty different from what it was.